Alright, so before I even get into the video, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It's free. Thank you guys so much for the overwhelming support you've shown me. I appreciate it so much. But you guys can probably tell by the title and the thumbnail that this is going to be a how-to build. And I put a little thing on a community poll, let you guys vote for which character you wanted to see, and you guys voted for Sariel. He was the most voted. So as promised, I will go ahead and break down the character. We'll go over his kit, ultimate equipment, etc, etc. So let's go ahead and let's just get started. So Sariel of Tornado, he's the newest character to release on global, and he is an absolute powerhouse, like an absolute powerhouse. Very strong. He has incredible crit chance and crit damage. We'll go over that in a second. His defensive stats are okay. I just don't personally think they're the best, but others might be like, yeah, they're really good. But yeah, so his kit, right? His skill 1 is an AoE Sever card that inflicts 120, 180, and then 300% damage depending on the rank. Now, Sever was buffed along with the moves with it. So AoE Sever cards, the multipliers were buffed. You see that they're different. If you go ahead and compare them from later videos that you see Sever in, they are buffed. So 3 times increase as well instead of the 2 times. So very good. So basically Sariel's going to be critting a lot. With that AoE crit, he's going to be critting a lot. So very powerful card. And then his second skill. Now his second skill brings a new type of effect called Power Strike. Power Strike deals additional damage equal to enemies' resistance. So for example, if you fight against another Tarmiel, 63%, he's going to deal an additional 63% damage when attacking with said skill. So very strong. And then the multipliers are as follow: 190, 285%, and then 475%. So it's a powerful attack. Keep in mind, you're going to be dealing additional damage, like whatever the enemy's resistance is, you're going to be dealing additional damage on top of that. So it's very strong. And his ultimate, the twin wind blades, I call them the Rasen shurikens because they're that's what they look like, right? So this also inflicts Sever. It's a single hitting attack, by the way. So I forgot to mention that this skill right here is also a single hitting target. Keep that in mind as well. So his ultimate is a Sever card as well. It's gonna basically crit all the time. 882%. Mine is 5 out of 6, right? I really want that last dupe, but mine is 5 out of 6, so it will be dealing much more damage, right? 882%, and then finally 6 out of 6, it will be 945% damage. So very powerful, basically guaranteed to crit. It's a very strong ultimate. So yeah, very good. His grace. Now his grace is what really makes him stand out, right? He can crit, he can deal massive numbers, but it really is all thanks to his grace. So if a critical strike occurs from the hero's skill use, ignores 50% of the enemy's critical defense. So whatever the crit defense of your enemy is, so take for example, his is 87%, he's gonna ignore 50% of that, which is amazing. Which is very good. So if they have low crit defense, you're basically guaranteed to do some big daddy damage. It's actually insane, right? It's actually very insane. And then his unique angelic volition, right, increases goddess allies basic stats by the value equal to 20% of the hero's basic stats. Applies when entering battle. So what this means is whatever Sariel has in terms of basic stats, he's going to give 20% of his basic stats to all goddess ally members. So very good. You can see my basic stats are really good, actually. They're actually really good. So he's gonna give 20% of my of the basic stats to goddess allies. So very good passive. But it is limited to goddess allies, but it doesn't really matter in my opinion. It's still very good. So that's his entire like skill kit, passive, and grace. Now let's go ahead and let's move on to his equipment. But first, before we do that, I'm gonna show off His outfits, I do have every outfit for him, even the Hero Affinity, as you guys probably saw already. I am working on getting the max, so bear with me. But yeah, I am working on getting the max. So yes, very, very good. Now let's move on to his equipment. So this is where it gets a little, I don't even want to say controversial. I just want to say it's kind of like the hot topic surrounding this character. People have said to run HP and crit damage. I was gonna make a separate video on this, but I might as well just put it in this video, right? So you guys can see I have attack and crit damage myself. I think personally this is probably the most optimal. You do want Sariel to do as much damage as humanly possible, right? You want him to do as much damage as possible because he's a DPS unit. He is a DPS, which means his skills, like, they are meant to hit hard. That's his entire unit, like, character, right? He's meant to hit hard. HP and crit damage isn't bad for CC. For CC wise, it's very good. You guys see I'm like at 48k. With HP and crit damage, probably could be at 50k. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, right? So CC wise, good, but I don't think it's the most optimal. It does still do damage because you do have 2 pieces of crit damage sets. However, with the HP and crit damage, even if you do attack substats on the HP and crit damage, it's not gonna be as good as a full attack set because you're getting 20% attack plus your substats. So I went attack and crit damage, right? So for his substats, I actually did it a little weird. I have 2 attacks, like 2 attack substats, and then 3 crit damage. 3 crit damage. I think personally this works very well, right? You guys can see I have 2 attack and then 3 crit damage. I still have to work on the substats, but that's besides the point. So that's why his crit damage is so high for me. 261.5%. Now, yes, I am sacrificing a lot of CC for this, but I think the trade-off is actually better considering you do want him to, again, do as much damage as possible. Considering he has 261 point, what was it, 5% crit damage. He's gonna hit hard. He's gonna hit really, really hard. His defense, obviously, I gotta work on the substat rolls, but yes, all the other substats should be the same. Defense substat should be defense substat, or defense gear should be defense substats, and then the HP gear should be HP substats. So there you go, right? Again, HP and crit damage for CC isn't bad. He's still gonna do good damage. You just want attack and crit to get as much damage as humanly possible, right? Because at the end of the day, attack and crit damage is always going to be more optimal for attack over HP and crit damage. That's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. If you build it with HP and crit damage, though, I mean, hey, it's the way you build the character, right? It's your unit. You do whatever you want to do. I'm just trying to give you guys the best recommended set, and I think attack and crit damage is the way to go. But if you decide to build it with HP and crit damage, that's all you. But optimally wise, attack and crit damage is the way to go. Now, let's go ahead and let's take him into like this little training dungeon or whatever. So I'm gonna show you guys. So you guys saw my substats, you guys saw my attack and everything. So now I'm gonna show you guys the damage that he can do. So this is what a level 1 AoE 54k. That's very, very good on every enemy, by the way. Keep that in mind. So let's see this one. 76k, and then let's see the rank 3. The rank 3 is gonna be pretty. 123k. Now obviously it's gonna scale because obviously you got to get crits, you got to make sure the crits do damage. You see 124k. I believe the max I ever got was like 128k, 125k. It just scales, right? It basically just scales. But if you go full attack substats with your attack bracelets and stuff like that, you could get more damage, I believe. Because if, like, let's say you don't crit, right? Let's say you don't crit on one of those attacks that he just did, you still have a lot of attack, you know, from the substats. So even if it doesn't crit, it'll still do big damage, right? And then let's see his level 3. Yeah, 143k. You can get higher. Again, it just scales. So 145k. It literally is a scale. I wish I could consistently look. 189 or 69k. I have gotten it up to 200,000, so you just have to keep playing with it. It also depends on the enemies you face as well, what their crit defense, what their crit resistance is looking like. So it all matters on that. Type advantage, type disadvantage. So there's a lot of things that play into it, but a majority of the time you're going to be hitting big numbers. Like, even if you hit that, that's still really good, considering you're going to have probably drone next to him, boosting up their resistance. And again, this plays on resistance, so you're going to do additional damage on top of this. So 164k, dealing additional damage on top of it because of their resistance, it's game over. And then this is his ultimate, 5 out of 6, by the way. And then you're looking at 358k, pretty much able to one-shot anyone in the game, unless, of course, they're running some type of defense set, or I don't know, right? But most of the time, this is enough damage to legit take out any character in the game. It doesn't matter, especially if he's critting. Now, with Goddess Elizabeth's barrier, it can cut the crits because obviously, you know, it blocks out crit damage and crit chance or whatever, but still very, very good damage. All right, let's see if we can get it up to 200k in this one. 185k, I'll take it. I'm not even going to mess around with it anymore. You guys seen the numbers. Now, very, very good character. Again, very strong, very, very DPS worthy. Like, he's a DPS character. That's it. That's literally it. That's all I can say about him. Again, he does take damage a lot. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. He does take a fair bit of damage, but that's not his job. His job is to do big daddy damage. That's it, right? Sariel of Tornado, legit probably, if not the best red unit right now on global, he's like number 2. He's right there. Like, he's literally right there. But that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Again, if you did enjoy, consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm sorry I haven't been as active. I am fatigued. I am like probably going through like a little bit of video exhaustion. So I apologize for the lack of uploads over the past 2 days. There's also been a lot of personal stuff happening, but I am going to try and get back on track. I do apologize. You guys deserve all the content in the world. I love all of you. You guys are so amazing. But with that said, guys, I will see you all next time.